And the space also is not fit. One of the things I learned is the space, whatever you're building, the product and service you're building is not meant for everyone. So I know my niche market, I know my... Hey guys, my name is Johanne Brierre. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Brooklyn Common and founder of New York Beauty Suite in Brooklyn, New York. How I started this journey was when me and my friend was looking for space to host our networking event in creative and with creators and entrepreneurs in Brooklyn. And then in my neighborhood, I saw this space open up, and I just like came in, walked into the space, and was curious to know what the space is about. And I walked in, and it was a space, probably around like the space was just starting out. You know, they just launched the space. They was in the middle of construction. You know, it wasn't as big as you've seen Brooklyn Common now. And I just walked in there, and I was like, I'm looking for a space to host a networking event. And from there, the receptionist was in the front. You know, I keep calling and calling, no one pick up the phone, and I walked in there, you know, as if I owned the space. And I was like, well, you know, I'm calling, no one pick up the phone, and here you go. You guys have moved to the neighborhood. You guys are not picking up and welcoming the community. And then the following day, she connected me to the landlord here, which is a young developer from Brooklyn. And we actually met, and then he was like, well, are you looking to rent the space? And I was like, yeah, I'm looking to rent the space. And he told me, well, this is the price. And then here I am. I was like, well, I'm not going to pay for it. And then he was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, I'm not going to pay for it. And I was like, well, it was like, this is the price. So from that point of view, it was like me and him was going at it. But he was like, well, what do you mean you're not going to pay for my space? This is my business. I was like, well, you haven't launched the business. You haven't welcomed the community. Let's just do a launch, and then we do exchange from there. And, you know, with my sassy attitude at that time. And he was like, why don't you come work for me? And I was like, yeah, fine. And then, you know, from that point forward, we have been working and building. At that time when I walked in here, the space only had like just built maybe like 10 office. And then from there, his whole vision was really like to do office space, like private office space. And then I shared my vision with him, which is like building a community space where it could create a win-win for the community and for him and the people that live in the neighborhood. Because as you could see, when you have the WeWork, the Ridges, a lot of the co-working space, they're pretty much very corporate. And then the people from the community was the last one to know about it, and I wanted to change that. And from that point forward, you know, like 5 years later, 2 locations and one of the hottest hubs for small business in Brooklyn, which I'm very proud of. The New York Beauty Suite was founded was last year during the pandemic, when a family member of mine came to me and telling me about how a lot of the people from the salon and the beauty industry was affected. They could not work, and a lot of them was really like, you know, struggling during the pandemic. And from this point forward, that's when the whole idea came to me. She came to me to really get a space here, and I was like, I can't give you a space here because, you know, this is a service-oriented business. The beauty industry is very different from what we're doing here, and that's how the whole idea got started. So I remember it was empty. You know, we had to shut down just like everyone else, and I was in the building with one of my staff, and we were just looking around, and I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? You know, at that time we could not work because we were considered non-essential businesses, and we just kind of like, I saw the landlord had actually a dedicated area that wasn't built yet. It was about like 2,000 square footage, and I just walked up to him. I said, listen, I would love to lease this and to try a different model to build a business for my niece. And then he was like, do you have experience in the salon beauty industry that you wanted to get in? I said, absolutely not. I don't have no experience in that, but I'm gonna try to figure it out. I was doing a lot of research, so he leased me the space. It was about like within 4 or 5 months in, and I was trying to figure out, the space was there, I was trying to figure out what to do with the space. I was calling a lot of my colleagues and different people in the industry to just kind of give me ideas and advice about like, what do the space need for the beauty industry? Do I need like a sink? Do I need like what kind of, you know, to comply? And that's how it started. So I built like about like 6 pilot space beauty suites, and then from that point, within like a month later, they all got filled up with a 40-person wait list, and I was like, oh my God, this is working. And I sent out an email to my network, and I told them what I was doing, and I said, hey, I'm building a beauty beauty suite for beauty and wellness professional, if you guys know anyone. And then the emails start coming, the interest, the inquiries start coming. And then 3 months later, we build more suites to the Flatbush location. We build like 4 more suites. And then it got filled up again. And then I was like, oh my God, this is really working. You know, I'm like, and then now I started doing more research. I was like, what they needed. And then the word of mouth started spreading. And that's how the New York Beauty Suite got founded last year. A year later, now in 2022, we launched our second location in 81 Willoughby with about like 30 more suites. We did our launch January 20th, our ribbon cutting, which we invited elected official, the downtown bid, and amazing. We launched it with 20 dope entrepreneur, beauty and wellness entrepreneur that kind of helped me activate the space, which was a combination of beauty and wellness experience. Each one of them was like in their suite, providing the services, connecting with each other, which was amazing because I didn't want to do what I did before. You launch a space in real estate, here's the space, it looks boring, you rent this. I wanted to launch with other entrepreneurs that could use the promotion and that could also have an opportunity to share the resources that they have with other people. There's a lot of us out there, you know, that's just looking for the opportunity to connect, especially after the pandemic. You know, people, well, still in the pandemic a little bit, but people was looking to connect and people was looking to share resources, and I was happy to provide that opportunity and space for us to continue to grow and for them to continue to thrive then. One of the biggest lesson that I learned actually is like, whenever there is a crisis, there's opportunity. That's one of the things that I learned. So that whenever there's this crisis, there's opportunity. While everybody's like mindset is like pulling out, there's other people's like there's an opportunity to provide a service. There's opportunity for help to help another group that might need it. That's one thing. And one of the other lessons that I learned is you have to stand still and know exactly, and not having people to change your vision. Because sometimes when you're building a community with so many different kind of group interests and industry, people seem to pull you all over the place. So for me, my vision is like, I know when I'm building this is for a particular niche, which is the beauty and wellness industry. That's who I want to be here. This is the group that I want to provide a solution with. So I don't allow people to pull me like left and right anymore. And the space also is not fit. One of the things I learned is the space, whatever you're building, the product and service you're building is not meant for everyone. So I know my niche market. I know my customer now. It is that I'm not going to change what I'm building. I could adjust and pivot based on a different situation, but not going after a different group. So I'm very stern and know exactly what I'm doing and who I'm building it with. So how do I stay true to myself? Is really being myself. You know, there's no other way around it. I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I'm very successful at what I'm doing. I love connecting. I just do whatever makes me happy. That's why I stay true to myself. Well, I just have to be honest. When Andrea kind of told me about this, you know, it takes me a lot for me to be like, you know, being outside of that was totally out of my comfort zone. I was giving her a hard time. I was like, what is going on? What does that look? Because, you know, I'm very comfortable. But one of the things I learned, and one of the things that you taught me from that photo shoot was like, it's okay to let go. It's okay to let someone else drive the wheel, because I'm usually the one driving. So it was an opportunity for me to kind of like, oh, somebody else could, you know, let somebody else run the show. That's her field. That's her lane. I was just being honest. I was really uncomfortable. I was giving her a hard time. I thought she was gonna kick me out of the shoot, but but you know, that's her lane, and it's okay to trust other people in the industry, even though you're not comfortable. Let them be creative in their field. You know, I was really excited after the shoot. I was like, oh my God, I love that. But that's something completely out of the left field. I would never wear all these clothing and all these hair and, you know, the different kind of look. But to see myself in different look and, you know, different kind of vision that other amazing black women had put together, I was very proud. That's also taught me it's okay to explore different opportunities and different collaboration with different group that's not necessarily in your field, and you get to grow and kind of like be a better version of yourself that I didn't know that existed.